welcome. You're watching Newsx and I'm Megha Sharma. There are 20 members of parliament in the United Kingdom who are mostly from the ruling Labour Party that have come under fire for a letter sent to Pakistan's Prime Minister. The letters that were signed by Britain's pro-Pakistan and Khalistani lobby has urged for an international airport in Mirpur. The proposal moved by Mohammed Yasin says that this is the demand of all British Kashmiris and will help facilitate travel between POK and Mirpur. He has travelled between United Kingdom and Mirpur. He has also called for UK government to increase investment in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Amongst the signatories are members of parliament who have earlier tried to lecture India on Kashmir and other matters, which include the likes of Tanmanjeet Singh Desi, Tahir Ali and other Pakistani origin MPs. Recent visuals from Mirpur have shown locals protesting against the Pakistani army over their harassment. This proposal not only does interfere in India's matters but also projects an alternative reality, painting a picture that is far from the actual status of the people and the atrocities that are meted on them on a daily basis by the Pakistani generals and the political class that is constituted by the Punjabi Pakistani political parties. I want to start my conversation. Ambassador Basuti Mukherjee, it is rich for these lobbyists that are Pakistani sympathizers who have come out in the parliament and demanded that there be an international airport in Mirpur in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and the justification that they are giving is that this will allow for economic development and welfare of Mirpur. Now, how condescending is this, keeping in mind that the Pakistani generals and the current political class that rules Mirpur and Pakistan occupied Kashmir has ensured that there is inflation, poverty, unemployment, lack of infrastructure, lack of education that keeps Mirpur and its people poorest of the poor, and their rights are throttled upon.
It's a very amazing development, Megha, and it demonstrates that at the heart of the Labour Party there is a left-wing fringe element that is totally inimical to India's national interests or does not care for either India's concerns or India's territorial integrity. The fact that they could come up with such an outrageous proposal signed by 20, you said 20 members, Labour Party MPs, demonstrates that we have to handle this matter with great finesse, that we need to immediately take the necessary measures to say that this will be regarded like a hostile enemy act if the United Kingdom goes ahead. The United Kingdom is presently negotiating an FTA with us. The United Kingdom wants to partner with us in the Indo-Pacific. The United Kingdom has got several very interesting projects going with our support and collaboration. In that case, there is no question of an airport being built with British government and money in Mirpur, which in any case belongs to India, POK belongs to India, and we will never accept such a situation. But more than that, Megha, what is alarming is the fact that United Kingdom's politics in the left-wing part of the Labour Party seems to be increasingly hijacked on one hand by pro-Pakistani elements and on the other by pro-Khalistani elements. That in fact one day could lead to the self-destruction of the United Kingdom itself, because United Kingdom seems to be handing over on a platter its own sovereignty to such people. And it is amazing, it's not just a question of having, let's say I saw photographs of namaz on the streets of some cities in UK, etc. I saw some anti-India statements being made by these pro-Mirpuris who which is not challenged by mainstream English media. The Economist consistently writes in a very anti-Hindu, in a Hindu-phobia way about India, is very grudging in its praise for India, and they have brought out ratings which are completely anti-Indian. So obviously there is something here to be done, that we have to give notice to the current UK government that they can't have it both ways. They want to go ahead and go a tilt in the pro-Mirpuri, pro-Pakistani direction. In that case, definitely the bilateral relationship, the strategic partnership, and the negotiations leading up to an FTA, which is of great benefit to UK, will not succeed. It's a very, very important development, Megha, and I congratulate you and Newsx for having brought it up today.
Amjad Ayub Mirza, who is a POK activist, is currently located in London. A situation as bad as this, we saw that there was amelioration in terms of the policy that had been carried forward when there were the Tories that were in power, but Labour coming back to power, and here we see it. A number of these Pakistani lobbyists are again using all their might to bring about more tensions on the territory that belongs to India. It's Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and without having raised the very pertinent issues when it comes to, if they are really so concerned about the economic prosperity and development of Pakistan occupied Kashmir and Mirpur, why are they not raising the concerns on the problems of the rights of the people of Mirpur being snatched away? How the politicians have taken over from the rest of Pakistan and taken control of Mirpur, not allowing for self-government to be put in place. How there is, like I said, unemployment, inflation, no growth prospects, no industrialization, agriculture activity brought to a standstill. Why are these issues, which are important, which are relevant to the existence and the quality of life of people of Mirpur, not being raised in the parliament in UK?
Well, first of all, let me join Ambassador Mukherjee in appreciating and thanking your channel and yourself individually as well for highlighting the issues in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. And I say that because no other Indian TV channel has highlighted our issues the way your channel has. So thank you very much for that. Now, United Kingdom was mentioned, and let me just metaphorically say this, that the United Kingdom, what is United in Kingdom is the left Labour Party, the jihadists and the Khalistanis. This is now what actually culturally United Kingdom has come to become. Now, talking about the Mirpur airport, I come from Mirpur, and I definitely would support construction of a airport in Mirpur, because we have to, I don't fly to Pakistan anymore, but people fly to Mirpur, to Islamabad. From Islamabad airport, it's about 130 to 150 kilometers journey by taxi or by car. And what happens is, when you book a taxi from the airport, most of the time they are looted, because there is a mafia that thrives on looting these British Mirpuris returning home, and they loot, they take away their goods, they take away the jewelry, they take away the gifts that they are bringing for their loved ones. So there is a concern that after such a long haul flight, another 3 hours it takes to get to Mirpur. And so there has always been a demand for an airport in Mirpur. Okay, fine. Now I will tell you that POJK government has got the funds to do that. I'll come to that in a minute. But first of all, these British MPs who have signed this should be ashamed of themselves that this Tahir Ali MP comes from Birmingham. The streets of Birmingham are piling with rubbish, heaps load of rubbish, and they are not concerned about their constituencies. How are they going to serve their constituents? मुझे ये बताएं कि are they elected by POJK to represent POJK in the British Parliament, or are they supposed to be representing their own constituencies? So that is a big thing there. Now, secondly, let me remind all those who who have got antagonistic views about Indian Jammu Kashmir. There are 4 airports in Kashmir, 2 are international, one is in Ladakh, one is under construction now in Kishtwar, which is going to be an international airport as well. In total, there are about 10 to 11 airports if we include the Air Force airports and runways as well. In POJK, there is not a single airport. Now, if the British invest in it, my question is that the British taxpayer should ask the question to the British government that why are they using British taxpayers' money to build an airport in a conflict zone in a land that is occupied by Pakistan. I don't call it a disputed land because there is no dispute. It's Indian land, for God's sake. So they should raise the question that just recently, couple of days ago, the Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir has announced that they are going to raise a new paramilitary force called the Rangers, and they have already allocated 1 billion rupees for that. And apart from that 1 billion rupees, which mind you is coming from our development funds for this non-development project, is 22 crore extra has been allocated to buy vehicles, new cars and vehicles for this ranger. 1,000 people are being recruited in this new paramilitary force, and the monthly cost to run this new paramilitary force is going to be 22 crore rupees. So they have the money, but they do not want to build an airport in POJK. Why? Because Pakistan does not want that to happen. Why? Because if there is an airport in Mirpur or Muzaffarabad for that matter, all the revenue will start to go to the Kashmir treasury, the Kashmir budget and all that. It will become a source of revenue, extra revenue for Kashmir. And Pakistan does not want that because our people who travel from the UK, America and different countries of Europe, we contribute billions of rupees to the Pakistani foreign exchange and the Pakistan revenue, especially their airports. My concern is this, not concern, but my belief is this, and I say this with total commitment. The day that Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan reunites with Mother India, I promise the people of Mirpur, the first thing I will do is I will start the construction, the planning and construction of an airport, not only in Mirpur, but in all 3 divisions, the Poonch, Muzaffarabad and Mirpur division, and with Indian technology, with Indian specialists, with Indian engineers, and with our own money. We are not going to ask India, कि हाय हम भी शहबाज शरीफ की तरह दे दो ना, मोदी जी दे दो. No, we have got enough resources, enough money to build, but we can pay the Indian, जो बनाने वाले हैं, engineer, architects, technical staff, specialists, everyone, and we will build these airports. We don't need British money that is soaked in the blood, sweat and blood of colonial exploitation. We don't want that money. उससे तो बदबू आएगी हमें.
Robinder Sachdev, I'm going to come to you when talking about the massacre that took place 80 years ago, 1947. The Hindus and the Sikhs that were thrown out of Mirpur by the Pakistani invaders, the tribals and the Pakistani army, 20,000 Hindus and Sikhs that were massacred. The entire population that was made into a Muslim majority region, Mirpur, that was an integral part of India, that remains an integral part of India. Now, do you think this conflict between India and Pakistan and the refusal of the Pakistani generals to hand over Mirpur is causing strife amongst the people, amongst the locals who are at the mercy of the Pakistani generals to even live their daily lives in peace and harmony. They have, without want of the basic necessities, the infrastructure, education, water, electricity, and how does the interference of these rich Labour Pakistani members of parliament, whose only concern is that when they travel from London to Mirpur once every year or once in 2 years, that their journey should be smooth. They do not want to take the 3-hour quote unquote ordeal of travelling from Islamabad to Mirpur. Do you think there can be a solution, a more constructive solution found, and for the welfare of the people and not for the handful of these rich Pakistanis based in London, and for their convenience that they come up with this appeal that an airport be made, but otherwise they would be least concerned about what the state of affairs the people of Mirpur live in?
Thank you, Megha. And what you say could be a PhD thesis of layers of the points that you have. But yes, very, very relevant points. I'll try to pick a few quick. One, this whole issue 47, 48, personally for me, I had a remembrance, not remembrance. My grandfather was in the Indian Army, and when they were airlifted for the 1948, attack across the borders. So that's one little, thing I remember from my childhood. But that aside, also to your point now, overall, see, firstly, I think they've damaged their own cause, these MPs, by writing, in a sense, by saying or openly saying something which is very well known, that there is no development in this region. That's an acknowledgement, right? You want an airport, there's no airport. We've been asking for it for so long, and the situation is such, we need an airport, but there's no airport. So firstly, it's the acknowledgement of the dire underdevelopment of this entire region under a Pakistan administration. That's one. Second, yes, I would very much, go with, of course, our earlier eminent speakers and Ambassador Mukherjee, to the point that is very urgent and important to understand. So therefore, I will not, slide off the issue of these 20 MPs. Whether they are just doing it for POJK, etc., they are smart, savvy politicians. Each politician looks for re-election. So what these guys are doing is, I would put it once again in the realm of optics and politics, or optics and geopolitics, and the amalgamation of all of that. So that means these 20 come from constituencies where they know that this stance will not cause them to lose, maybe, or rather, actually, they think that by saying this, they have a better chance of winning in those constituencies. So one learning for us straight off is that these 20 constituencies, of course, then it signifies our leaning towards this train of thought, right? So that's a learning for us, but at the same time, it's a reality. No politician will say anything out of that, though they say, but they're calculating their own future. So these 20 are calculating their own future when they're saying that. Now, several of the things that they're saying are laughable. When they're saying that if there could be some kind of British government investment there, the UK is having a tough time figuring out its own economy, and talking about a place somewhere else, an airport. This reeks of colonialism. If one were to say, this reeks of that mentality that somebody else has to come and bail us out, help us out, the West, you come with your money and here we are. So these gentlemen and ladies, whoever are, they are, I think, articulating that. So on the one hand, it is to me a political gimmick, plain simple. On the other hand, yes, it is a reflection of the reality there. The underdevelopment of the infrastructure out there. But it also, yes, very much speaks to the fact that there are 20 such MPs. These guys would have tried to get some other also See, whenever you move a letter like this amongst your colleagues, you try and get 1, 2, 4, 5, 20, 100. The more you get, the better is your, positioning. So that means they maxed out at around 20 who agreed to sign on to this. So that gives us a clear indication which are the 20 constituencies, which are the 20 MPs in the UK who are clearly tilting in this side. So therefore, I mean, that's learning for us, and what we do or how we look at this whole situation, I think obviously depends upon a lot upon us also. But on the other hand, we should not even grant any, given the whole seriousness. My one thing would be that maybe we should just ignore it or flip by the side or something in some diplomatic manner. Okay, to the UK when they're having discussions with the FTA, definitely yes, tell them guys, not done. But we need not, articulate or argue out everything in the public sphere. I mean, that's my sense, though I'm very much a public, sphere person, and we look into the idea of dialogues and, discussion on issues. But I think there can be several things which we need not, from the government point of view. Us analysts, yes, we can belabor it. But from the government point of view, need not even, or maybe the government would, I don't know how the government would react, either which way. But yes, the territory is ours, it's illegally occupied, and it's one thing to be remembered always that it's not only POK, the terminology Kashmir, there is also Gilgit-Baltistan with it, right? So this concept of this region, I think we should have in a holistic basis when we are talking about the territories which Pakistan and then actually also China have are illegally occupying of ours.
Vijay Kranti, I'm going to come to you now. If the Labour government were to act on this appeal that has been made by these pro-Pak lobbyists sitting in Parliament, what kind of a diplomatic blunder is the UK government likely to commit against India?
I don't think the people who are running the British government are such idiots or fools or who don't understand the real interests of the UK that they will listen to these buffoons. By making this statement, these people may have played to their own galleries, no doubt, but they have done a great disservice to the United Kingdom itself, and especially to the present government, the Labour government. On the one hand, if you see, the Labour government is going out of its way to please and plead with India to have a free trade agreement. And if the government in any way is seen to be endorsing what these people are demanding, I think the UK government would be committing harakiri as far as their own national interests are concerned. So I doubt very much that the UK government is going to be in any way influenced by this gang of individuals, the MPs, one of them, he has a very interesting name, Tanmanjeet Singh, a Sikh terrorist, Khalistani, whose name says that he is a one who can win others' body and heart, but by committing this kind of thing, he is actually losing even to the audience inside Indian Punjab. Leave aside other places. So let's not give much importance to these people. But what I am seeing right now is that this is going to further escalate India's commitment towards taking this Pakistan occupied Jammu Kashmir back. So in my opinion, these people are only helping the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu Kashmir, whether they are from Muzaffarnagar or Muzaffarabad or Poonch or Mirpur. They are helping these people to understand that how the kind of injustice they have been meeting at the hands of Pakistan government. If they are highlighting that this region doesn't have even one airport, that only simply tells the whole world what Pakistan is up to. And this reminds the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu Kashmir once again that they could not get even such a basic facility. So I think India should not give too much of, should not be much worried about what these people are doing. In my opinion, these people have only, in a way, added to the weight that the UK government is considering to quickly have a free trade agreement. So in my opinion, this kind of, as one of our friends said, this optics is not going to work in favor of either MPs or the people of Mirpur or the rest of POJK, not even in favor of Pakistan.
Ambassador Mukherjee, before I wrap this conversation, it is, a matter of concern that at the receiving end have always been the innocent people of Mirpur, of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. How can India come to a resolve to ensure that there is prosperity and welfare return to the region?
There is only one way of doing it, Megha. At the right moment, we have to take it over. It's our territory. It belongs to India. It's been occupied by an occupier, and the international community just sat back and did nothing, including the colonial power, which was responsible in the first place for dividing our country. So, as far as the fact that Mirpur does not have an airport, I realized from the explanation given by our friend in London that it actually demonstrates that Pakistan regards POK like a colonial status. It's not part of Pakistan. They treat this part of their so-called territory almost like colonial status. They don't want them to prosper. Otherwise, as he said, they could have done something for them much earlier. As far as the UK is concerned, UK now is a middle-level economy, GDP far less than India, and it is in a dire financial straits. I doubt very much if they would build this airport in any case. But for the question you asked, Megha, how do we bring prosperity? We have to keep on working towards making the people of POK understand that their destiny and their prosperity lies with India, and that they themselves must start a liberation movement which we can then utilize to liberate and unite them with India, so that they are no longer treated like third-class Pakistani citizens, if at all they are treated like Pakistani citizens. It's a very, very tragic part of our history which we need to rectify. And if we don't rectify it, their economic status will continue to slide. And when Pakistan becomes a failed state, as indeed it is moving in that direction, the people of POK will in any case break free. There's no doubt about it. The Pakistanis are not in control of the situation. For Pakistan, the only state that matters for Pakistan is Pakistan, Punjab and Sindh. That's all. And when it will disintegrate, it will be confined to Pakistan, Punjab and Sindh. Nothing else. All the other units will break free. Megha.
Okay, I only have as much time to discuss this matter. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast. We'll keep a close eye on all those developments coming in from Mirpur in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and an effort that has been systematic from India's side to be able to reoccupy the territory that we lost out to Pakistan in 1948. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.